Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today is the day that we finally get to review the Natasha Denona Spring 2018 collection, and I'm so excited. I did pick up both of the face palettes and then all three of the Duochrome eyeshadows, and those are going to be really fun. They look so bright and so beautiful in the pots already. I'm just going to talk you through the products as I try them out for the first time with you guys. Before we jump into the video, I just want to mention, if you haven't heard already, we're doing a Too Faced diamond highlighter giveaway, so I'll leave a link in the description box for you guys to check that out if you're interested. So this is the package that these come in. They are $89 each. Last year she released like a contour and highlighter palette, and then this year she's releasing her diamond and blush palette. Each of these have 6 pans in them, and each pan is 7 grams. You can see the packaging is white with these nice holographic words on them. And what's really cool is the actual product package is pink, but it does have the holographic words on it as well, and I just love the way that they shine. So I did pick up both colors of the palettes. I have 01, which is Darya, and I have 02, which is Citrus. You can see inside there's like a big mirror in each of the palettes, and each of them do have 6 shades. Unlike her last palette, which was 3 cream shades and 3 powder, this actually has 2 cream shades and 4 powder shades. And these palettes are really large, so I'm just going to put the other one down while I kind of talk you through the layout of the palette. The colors will be different, but the order is the same. So you can see this half of the palette has like a cover for the creams, which is really clever, and it's something that I liked a lot about her last palette release as well. On the top we have her cream highlighter. In the middle we have a cream blush. And then on the bottom we have a Duo Glow, which is powder. Last year she also released the Duo Glows as a single. I picked up the shade Alba, which is kind of a lovely coral with a golden shine to it, even though none of the Duo Glows in the palettes match the original singles. So moving on to the powder side, we have 2 highlighters and a blush, and these highlighters are kind of like a new formula for her. On the bottom there's the Glow Extreme, which I take it is like very intense and shining. And then on the top we have the Diamond powder, which is kind of what she made these palettes around. She had like a vision of doing kind of like a diamond sparkling highlighter cheeks. So this palette, you can kind of tell, is not really for people who like a very subtle highlight. This is definitely going to be a very glowing palette. Let's just jump right in. I'm going to try Darya on this half of my face, and I'm going to try Citrus on this half of my face, and then I'm also going to try the Duochrome eyeshadows on at the end, so stick around for that because they're fantastic. So I'm going to start with the cream blush in the Darya palette. I am kind of like a NW15 and W20 at the moment. I'm wearing the Natasha Denona foundations in 10, and both of the formulas mixed together, the X formula and the Glow formula. So far I really like the color that I'm getting from the Darya blush, and it's not making the foundation underneath look weird at all, which is a really good thing. The cream blush appears to be more of a matte formula, but the powder blush has a little bit of a shimmer to it. So let's just take the powder blush. And these blushes are definitely like pinker than the ones in the Citrus palette, but they're still kind of have a little bit of a coral shift to them. Okay, looking good so far. You can see that that powder blush did give a little bit of a sheen to it already. Before we continue, I want to compare the blush on the other side just so we can really see what the color difference is, because they look a little bit close in color. Okay, so taking our Citrus palette and the cream blush in here. Again, this cream blush appears to be more matte, while the powder blush has a little bit of a golden shimmer to it. The cream blushes in these palettes look so like beautiful and natural on the skin, and they blend really well without disturbing the foundation, so I'm actually really impressed with them. Okay, now let's take the powder blush. So I'm getting a little bit of a gold sheen with this blush. It's very reminiscent of Duo Glow and Alba, but just a little bit less intense. I did go a little bit heavy with the blush on both sides. I do feel like the Darya blush is kind of a little bit more intense just naturally, but I did really want you guys to see the color difference. This one you can tell is much more like orange and gold, and this one is kind of a corally pink, and I think both of them look really beautiful for the springtime. So moving on to the cream highlight. This is something that I've really enjoyed the formula of in her previous releases. I really like the shade 01, which is kind of a champagne pink. This looks similar to 01, but a little bit more on the beige side with less pink in it. And Natasha has kind of described this cream highlight as like the base for all the other shimmer products in here, so it just really helps intensify the glow. And that's a really beautiful natural glow. It's kind of like a beige champagne, and it's mostly a sheen. It doesn't have any like shimmer or particles in it that I can see. Now let's take the cream highlighter from the Citrus palette. This is definitely more of a bronze gold color, so I'm really interested to see how it wears on a light lighter skin tone. So because the cream highlighter in Citrus is much darker, it's kind of really close to my skin tone, even just a little bit bronzier. So I do get a little bit of a sheen from it, but I don't really see that it's like incredibly brightening or beaming like the other side. Let's try the Duo Glows next. I'm really excited for those. So I think the way I saw Natasha do this is just take like a big fluffy brush and kind of sweep it over the cheek. So that's what I'm gonna do. She said it's a kind of pink with a silver reflect to it, but it looks even a little bit lavender in the pan. So I'm pretty excited for this. And actually I do see a little bit of kind of a gold reflect to it as well when I'm looking in the pan. I'm gonna make this a little bit more intense so you guys can really see the color. So in this lighting, because it's really bright in here, I'm mostly getting that kind of I'd say it's like a silver and gold kind of shine mixed together, coming out from the center of my cheek because that's where the light is kind of hitting. If I like tilt my head back, I can see that sort of lavender pink color more where the light is not hitting directly. This product is actually very shiny, so I would recommend not to go overboard as I've done on this side, or you'll have a really shiny cheek all over. I think that these palettes, you can use all of the highlighters together if you wanted to, but this is more of like a mix and match situation. Like this day I want to wear the Duo Glow and this day I want to wear the diamond highlighter kind of thing. So let's go in with the Duo Glow from the Citrus palette. I'm still going to use a big fluffy brush, but I'm going to try to stay more toward the top of my cheeks this time. And this looks like really crazy yellow in the pan, but I do think it has, ooh, even a little bit of a green shift to it. It looked really nice on the model though, so we'll see. That's pretty cool. I don't know if you guys can see on the camera, but definitely in person I am seeing a little bit of that lime green color. But it doesn't like stand out too unnaturally. It's just kind of interesting, and I think that it's a really cool color for like summer. It's definitely really fun and vibrant. I think what I'll do next to try to show you guys the highlighter color as best I can is I'll take the Glow Extreme from both palettes over the top of my brow bone, so that it doesn't kind of get mixed with the Duo Glow shininess down here. I am taking kind of a less dense brush to apply this, so we'll see how extreme it looks. So this is definitely a more metallic highlighter. It's really a Glow Extreme. I don't really think the brow bone is necessarily the best place to wear this, but I think you can see how bright the glow would be if you were to put it kind of on the cheek. So the highlighters in this palette so far, there's been the cream one was more of just a simple sheen. The Duo Glow is definitely more of a shimmer, and then the Glow Extreme is more of a metallic finish. So it is kind of cool that you do get all these different finishes in the palette. While we're here with the Darya palette, let's check out her diamond powder as well. This kind of looks like her chroma crystal like texture from her eyeshadow palette, so I'm a little bit nervous. Well, this is definitely like a see you from space kind of highlighting palette. I do think that, you know, for people who love their highlighter, this is going to be an awesome palette for you because you do get all these cool finishes to play with. The diamond highlighter is kind of like, it's metallic, but it also has that kind of shimmer to it. So it does look a little bit like diamonds across the cheek. And you can see that the reflect is really, really bright for this highlighter. Even though the glow is really intense for each individual highlighter, I think it's still going to be pretty wearable if you just kind of pair one of them with the blushes, or if you pair one of them over the cream highlighter. So anyway, this is the Darya side because I do struggle with like texture and pores on my skin, and I applied the Duo Glow kind of all over the cheek, which isn't really where I would normally apply my highlighter. I would normally just kind of keep it contained here. I do notice like the texture like down on my cheeks here. I don't really think it's like the Duo Glow's fault, it's just I have texture on my skin. So we're going to do the same thing with the Citrus palette and take the Glow Extreme over the top of the brow bone. This is kind of a bronzy color with a champagne shift to it. And I'm going to take a less dense brush to apply this, the same one that I used for the other side. Now that is a really, really beautiful glow. I do think that for people who have lighter skin tones, if you want like intense highlighter, intense blush and glow, go for the Darya palette. But the Citrus palette is much more of like a light, natural kind of bronzy look, which is going to be really good heading into summer. Finally, let's try the diamond powder. This diamond powder is kind of the same color as the Glow Extreme, but it has like these little pieces of diamond on it. Okay, let's take back everything I just said. It's really natural and subtle except for the diamond powder. Even though it has a little bit of that like bronze champagne base, you do get mostly that kind of white diamond shimmer and sparkle. Now let's move on to the super awesome Duochromes. I'm going to apply them for you guys. I'm going to put both of the kind of purpley ones on the Darya side. Then I'm going to put the Terracotta green on the Citrus side. So they all come in this white packaging, but then the really cool thing is when you open them up, they each have a different color inside. I just love little packaging details like that. So these do come with a white lid and a kind of frosted glass jar. Inside you have 6 grams of product or 0.2 ounces, and these are $28 each, which in the world of kind of cream eyeshadows and eyeshadow pots is not so bad. I did just do a review on kind of high-end cream eyeshadows, which I will link for you guys if you're interested. I do think it's a little bit of a strange decision though to have like a frosted glass as the base, because when you look through here you can see how shallow the actual pan inside is. So even though it's an equivalent amount of product to most other kind of single eyeshadow pots, it just ends up looking very small. So this is a brown mauve purple shade. Just looking at it, I'm definitely getting that kind of purpley mauve base, and then over the top it has an intense cornflower blue sparkle with a purple sheen. I don't really know if there's going to be fallout for these. I did apply just my regular Too Faced 24-hour shadow insurance primer on both lids. I don't know if because these kind of have like a glittery texture if they're going to need a glitter glue or not, but we'll find out in a moment. So I think these are probably best when taken on a finger. You can depress the product inside, but it's definitely a little bit stiff. It's not like dry hard, it's just, I think the product is packed in there very tightly. I'm definitely getting that blue sheen. This is gorgeous. This is like my favorite color. It just got like this beautiful kind of purpley base to the eyeshadow with an intense like blue purple sparkle over it. I do also like that it has this kind of mauve in it, because then when you go up into your crease, you don't really get the shine because it's in like the shadow of your eye. So it just kind of looks almost like you've used a couple different eyeshadows. And these aren't like very wet, so I think you could also blend a dry eyeshadow over the top if you wanted to deepen the crease or something like that. So I have to be honest with you guys, this one was kind of like the least poppin' in the pictures, if you know what I mean. So I wasn't as excited for this one as I was for the others, but I'm really, really loving the way it looks in person on the eye. I definitely get a lot of like the subtleties in color from it and the shine and the sparkle. It's really beautiful and it's really easy to blend. Okay, so this one is intense. This is the Lavender, Gold, and Silver. You can see inside it has like a lavender blue box and it's so bright and shining. So the base of this is like a lavender kind of bluish color, and then it has silver and gold sparkle in it. It's gorgeous. I can't stop staring at it. It kind of looks like you've put a light wash of blue shadow and then topped it with gold and silver sparkles. So I think you'll really just see the blue kind of lavender color when the light is hitting it at an angle. So if you put it like all over the eye, you'll see mostly the blue in the crease and mostly the silver and gold on the lid where the light hits. So this is the burnt terracotta green, and even though this one was like the first thing to sell out on Beautylish along with the Citrus palette, NATASHA DENONA has confirmed that these are permanent items, so they're not limited edition. Are you ready for this? It's so intense and so green and so shining. Can you see that? When I saw it, I was like, wow. This one has kind of actually shrunken a little bit from the container, so it kind of had turned in transit, which is why it like looks a little weird. I know that that does sometimes happen with eyeshadows that have like creams and things in them. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're defective. It's just, it can happen with like really rich creamy shadows. They're a really weird texture, but I didn't get any fallout, so I guess the texture is really working for them. It's a beautiful like red brown terracotta, and then it has this lovely like iridescent green sheen just like all across it. It's beautiful. I think it's like a mix of a lime green sheen with a blue green sheen. I don't think it's all one color green. This is definitely still usable. It's still easy to use even though it has dried a little bit. So I'm gonna keep this one as it is. I'm not gonna try to exchange it or anything like that. So that has been our review of the day. I was so excited to review these products with you. I wish that you all could be like right here playing with this makeup with me, but we'll just have to chat a little bit in the comments below. Let me know what you guys thought about this collection. Overall, I give it a big thumbs up, and let me know which palette is your favorite. I'm really curious to hear. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like if you have found this video helpful, and also don't forget to enter in our giveaway. I hope that you guys are all having a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you again really soon. Bye guys!